Citizen Television.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. This week's episode is for June 27th through July 4th, 2014. So, we are starting the weekend off, folks, with a beautiful and gorgeous new moon in Cancer. So, that's where we're at right now. So, we've got the moon, sun, and Jupiter all in Cancer. I wouldn't say that they're all necessarily conjoined, but there's this feeling with Cancer. Cancer's key phrase is, I feel. Symbolized by the crab, it's the beginning, it's the first month of summer. And it's this feeling that we want to be comfortable, you know. You got to be comfortable during the heat. In some places, some of you folks on the West Coast, if you're right on the coast, you don't get a lot of heat in summer. You get a lot of fog and cooler weather, but most of us throughout this part of the northern hemisphere, we get a little heat. And we're starting out with Mercury is still retrograde, but Mercury is going direct on Tuesday at 5:50 in the morning. So Tuesday morning, July 1st, you're going to wake up and all is going to be well, because Mercury is going to be moving forward. Now it's currently at 24 degrees Gemini. That's where it's going direct. And so we can recover from all our communication mishaps of the last several weeks. So here we go. All right. So we're going to have a Libra moon on next Friday. So moon will be moving from Cancer, all the signs, through Libra. And beyond that, here is your horoscope, sign by sign. Well, greetings Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you've got Uranus in the first house. You know. Uranus in the first house never makes things just go easily. It doesn't make things just plain old status quo. It shakes things up. And so here we're going to have the sun at 10 degrees Cancer on 4th of July. Uranus at 16 degrees. You know, so we're approaching a cardinal square again of some sorts between Uranus, Pluto, and the Sun. But Mars won't be quite as, you know, it's going to be a little further on, because Mars is going to go from 18 degrees to 20 degrees this week into Libra. So, all right, so your relationship, you're progressing further with addressing what it is that makes you want to change relationships or correct the person, control the person. A lot of times Mars is about controlling things. Sometimes Mars is about our power trips, and so we have to give them up. Cancer time is all about that feeling. What are we comfortable with? What is our memory? What is our past? What is our history? What is our roots? What is at the core? And we go from there to creating tribe, honoring our parents. Well, greetings Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Venus ruled sign as you are, we have Venus is in Gemini. And it is not going to be leaving there for Cancer until the 12th, it looks like. of July. So we've got another week at least still past this week of Venus and Gemini. And so this is your second house, Taurus. This is about your values. This is about wanting luxury items or wanting a more luxurious life and what to do about that, what to spend on. Mercury going direct in the second house, frees up vocal communication that might have been locked up. You're able to say what you mean, feel what you say. You also have to look at the fact that we got Sun, Jupiter, and Moon this weekend, at least Friday, Saturday, in Cancer, because it's motivating more communication for Tauruses, because it's in the house of communication. And Mars and Libra in the sixth house encourages actions that help others, nonprofits, charity work. It's also using physical exercise to get yourself in better health, better shape. So that's a good thing too. We still have Saturn retrograde in Scorpio, and that's over at about 17 degrees. And so whatever you have 17 in a fixed sign, if you do, that would be really getting a hit by Saturn right now. Relationships, you want commitment. You're wanting that feeling of commitment. You're wanting to move into that place. There's a rebel inside you because of Uranus in the 12th house. It's this, feeling that, wanting to go out with a bang or rebel against big institutions and stuff. You have to be really clever about these things because they seldom end up really good. Oh, greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So Cancer time for you is mostly about the second house. Sometimes I say, second house can be like putting on a new face. It has to do with body image, and it has to do with putting on a new face. Just like me, I had to put on a new face. I had like a skin cancer spot to get biopsied, so you know how it goes. These pale people that have this Northwest European heritage. It's a difficult thing here. It's white man's burden, I know. Oh boy. We got Mercury in your first house again, moving towards the second. So self-expression gets a lot easier. It moves forward after Tuesday. Your values, your money, your food. That's what the second house conjunction is all about. It's about values. It's about having a big appetite too with Jupiter there. And sometimes you have to borrow money to make money, and there's a lot of speculation, but generally speaking, your material needs can get met, and that's a good thing. Other things to consider, well, I just say, make every day a good day for yourself. Once we get into later on in the week, by Friday, next Friday, you'll be more at peace with yourself. You'll have moon trining. You still have, everything's about the values, it's about the money, and sometimes the worst part is sometimes things can get kind of petty. We don't want that. And you look good because you got Venus in the first house. And you create well because you got Mars in the fifth house. All right, hello Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. So this is what I see for you this week. This is renewal. We just had a new moon earlier this morning in Cancer, and so this is your ultimate renewal. And this is like really a great weekend this weekend of the 27th, 28th, 29th. Not only are there killer festivals everywhere, but there's this feeling of making tribe with other people when you have a Cancer moon like this. And you'll be in your element, feeling good. And so you'll be able to charm people very easily. We've got Pluto in the 7th house, so you're really changing the way you look at relationships. going through a lot of, this may not be the most stable time in that, but it can be a beautiful time, or it can be a really scary time too. You've got good fortune, you're overall in a good mood. I mean, I think there's a lot of desire to move locations, wondering if where you're living is the right place to be, with Mars in the 4th house. Saturn, albeit retrograde, in the 5th house. You're dealing with issues involving children. You're dealing with issues involving your creativity and how to address creative blocks to make things work better. And you can do that. Any kind of travel, it's going to be inspirational. There might be a little bit of karma about what he said, she said. And pay attention to the messages you get in dreams still. Well, hello, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, for you, Cancer time is about the 12th house. 12th house is about the dream space. It's about our secrets. It's about how we relate to institutions. It's about how we carry our secrets, carry our sleeping life, somewhat unconscious, but it's also a place where you feel isolated and other people feel isolated. Places like hospitals, prisons, rest homes, they're all a part of this like 12th house experience. We've got Mars in the 3rd house and North Node there as well. There's this desire to travel, to be more mobile. Limitations with your family, you're having to deal with that. Changing the way you look at creativity, changing the way you look at love. There's a deepness, and it's a good time to explore your spiritual life, to pray for other people, to work with those unknown factors and be okay with them. Well, hello, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Cancer time for Virgo is a fortunate time. This is actually when you can make some of your best friends. And this is also a time where you can have a better social life. You can look into the future and really prepare for it. I see good things happening to you. So that's really what it's all about. It's just knowing the good things and allowing them to happen for yourself. So we're looking at Uranus in the 8th house, so there's unconventional ideas about sexuality, death, other people's property. And then we've got Mercury and Venus in the 9th house, and it's a great time for travel, for vacation, to take the path less traveled, to take a road that you haven't been on before, a trip, a place, a destination. Seek things that are exotic, unusual. Visit a different kind of religion just to enrich your own spiritual experience, or just out of curiosity, no judgment. You're wanting the right kind of tool for the job, and you feel blocks or limits in some of your communication or ability to get around, but all in all, you're ready to work with your challenges. Well, hello, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So, for Libra, Cancer symbolizes the place of talents and skills, the career environment, the place where you're recognized in the public, seen in the public eye. Your talents and skills, the things you do well are known. Things that you don't do well could be known as well. Okay, but for now, with the moon and the sun and Jupiter all in your 10th house, this weekend, it bolsters up that ability. If there's a job you've been wanting to go for, there's a really good chance, Libra, that you could get that job. You appear dynamic. You appear like you know what you're talking about. You have the extra confidence of Mars in your 1st house, Mars moving forward and direct. And so you have a certain kind of charisma that works, that you're conscious of and that you're in control of. Relationship-wise, things are as wacky as ever. There's a chance you'd try and pursue a long-distance relationship just because of the placement of Venus and Mercury. And you just gotta open up your heart to being a much more loving person. You know, just allow your best healing values to be part of your experience and giving to others. Even though right now it's all about you and getting rid of the bums, but just relax, be careful, watch your step. Well, greetings Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So Cancer time is symbolic of your ninth house, and the ninth house is about foreign travel or long distance travel. It's about other religions. It's about getting a higher education. It's about philosophy. And even doing well in law is part of this experience. Okay, so we're in a place right now, we've got Mars in your 12th house. So that's the house of secrets and isolation. So part of you as a Scorpio probably feels like my energy's just been pent up. I need a chance to break out. And you're going to get that chance. But it's not going to be necessarily this week. But it will happen once we get into July, and on I think like around the 25th or 24th of July, 25th of July, that evening, Mars will move into Scorpio. But until then, there's been this whole thing of like dealing with your own karma about your own sexuality, your own personal angst or power, and how other people are afraid of you, or might do things in secret because they don't understand what you're about. And like the thing that you can do is you can just pray for those people, pray blessings, change the resonance of what you're feeling by surrounding that feeling in love and in a sense of hope and joy, and but just have compassion first and love and acknowledgement, and then you can pass through it, and that's really what we're going for here, Scorpio. I mean, you're more mature than usual. You have friends and resources in your neighborhood that might be just what you need, whether you know it or not. Creatively speaking, you've got a vision of what you want, and part of it is creating healing in the world. I mean, the Venus and Mercury in the 8th house, and close-cut bathing suits and clothing and all that. You may have the subject of natural behavior on your mind, and you just got to be careful with that, because some people are really sick of having people looking at them as objects of natural behavior. I like that. Okay. All right. Greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, here we are in the heat of summer. We're in Cancer time. Cancer is symbolic of your 8th house. Now, what's the 8th house? Well, it's about birth, sex, death, other people's property, and studies of the occult and the mysteries, and having a sense of telepathy or intuition. It's a greater sensitivity. I really think the big issue, though, here is usually other people controlling the shots, like when they're able to pay you and what kind of agreement you have, when your rent is due because somebody else owns your property. That's very 8th house. And sometimes having to get in debt can be an 8th house experience. And so you have to, it's like kind of a scorpionic place. You feel vulnerable because that's part of Scorpio is very sensitive. So whenever you're really sensitive, there's vulnerability, and the most vulnerable, there probably are the devils in the sheets or whatever. But so you can embrace that and learn something right now. Relationship-wise, things are going good. You got Venus and Mercury moving direct in the 7th house, so you say the right thing at the right time. I mean, it's a hot time. And, you've got some karma to work on with Saturn in the 12th, but you're excited to be with your friends and do good things. All right. Well, greetings, Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So Cancer time is the partnership sign of Capricorn. Now, it's harder for winter-summer oppositions to get together than it is for spring and fall signs. And I've gone over this, I've talked this over with people, other students of astrology, and part of it is because the weather's too different. One's really cold, one's really hot. Whereas spring and fall, yeah, we get some hot weather, we get some cold weather, we get a lot of different stuff happening, a lot of nice moderate weather. So, finding commonalities is one of the most crucial things in a partnership. And I think Capricorn is sometimes known for being emotionally detached to a fault. And so this can really drive relationships apart. Also known for being a workaholic, especially when you have Mars transiting your 10th house like it is now. And so this is a place where it's like, you could make this weekend like a honeymoon space. If you're in a relationship that needs a little extra juice, a little tender caring and love, this is it. And Cancer is much more emotionally vulnerable, and you kind of need somebody to tune you into that place of emotional vulnerability, because emotional vulnerability is completely sexy. It is drop dead gorgeous, and it is the elixir which allows other people to feel sometimes a confidence, sometimes a good people that that you share that human thing that we call emotion and feelings. That it's not just the what I can get kind of relationship, but one that's based more on empathy and consideration of other people's needs. So that's the whole relationship deal there in a nutshell. And you're in a powerful time. You've got good friends. It's still Mercury retrograde till Tuesday, and I just hope Tuesday and everybody, because it is a Mars day, Mercury goes direct, people don't go too crazy, like, rah, rah, rah. I can do that. It's hard. Uranus is in the 4th house, so there's still some kind of home instability that you're having to deal with. You're trying to fix your home situation somehow. And it would be a really good time to work on health issues and things to make yourself look more beautiful. All those things are going to work. Well, greetings Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, this is what's up with you. We're in Cancer time. Cancer rules your 6th house. 6th house is about charitable causes. It's about uncles and aunts. It's about organizing. It's about your health. And it's about working as a team and doing service type of work. So that's what Virgo is, and I really like the Judeo-Christian astrology, because they start with Virgo as the first sign. It's just like, if you want to be great in God's kingdom, you got to be a servant to all. So providing service is certainly crucial during this time for you. And so as you're able to bring that service, everything improves. Things go up. Things are definitely going to be in a good way. It looks like you've got a lot of creative mojo with Mercury and Venus in your 5th house. So there's this excitement that you can make things. You don't have to worry about not having ideas, because you've got them and they're full. And maybe once Mercury goes direct Tuesday, they might flow a little easier for you. But overall, things are going to be good. Things are going to be fat for you. So you've got that exalted career position, and you've got the Mars transiting the 9th house, which gives you kind of a wanderlust, and along with the North Node being there. So I would just don't buy into any get-rich-quick themes, or whatever you're thinking of in the material world with Neptune there. It's much more likely to be an illusion. So just question this. Is this real, or is this just an illusion? Well, greetings Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope as we start to wrap things up here. So, Cancer time for Pisces is a wonderful time. And we've got a time right now for children and playfulness, for creative expression, and love and lust. We've got Mars in the 8th house, so that kind of motivates the libido and brings a real curiosity of what other people are up to. And then we've got that Saturn in the ninth house, maybe you want to go back to school, learn some different things. And we've got Neptune in the first along with Chiron, so you have this sense of compassion and wanting to work with others to help heal them in spite of your own brokenness. So this is a time when people often find what we call wound mates, people with similar things they're going to. And I think, when you turn 50, 51, you have your Chiron return, it's humbling. You're like, I'm not as pretty as I used to be. This is real, and for the female gender, a lot of them are like, hey, I'm not going to be having kids anymore, and that's just people often value women because they can have kids, so it's all up there. So Pisces, just have the compassion. Remember, it's a new moon this week. New start in your creative life. New start in your love life. So you're in a good place, a fortunate place, and look forward to being with you next week when we do this again on the Planetary Persuader. Okay.
Hi.
What was that?
2522.
I thought
Okay.
I can make a
Your thought of the day.
my thought of the day.
Thought of the day, thought of the week.
Well,
Read the wrap up.
the thought of the day is, this is the one I guess I kind of like, and it's silly, and it's like a Facebook post. Sometimes I've seen it, and it's like, God only gives the hardest task to his toughest soldiers, and then on the other one I heard that goes along with this is if God only gives people things he thinks that they can handle, or she thinks they can handle, then God must think I'm a badass. That's the thought of the day.
There we go.